Hey, welcome back to the Music Mindset channel. We're in that new year. We're going to keep it going and go through it and finish it and all that type of stuff. Man, music, man, I love music. Remember that OJ song, I love music, any kind of music? Well, that's me. I love music, any kind of music, almost any kind of music. There's a few genres that I still am kind of getting used to, maybe possibly liking. But the biggest thing is that people like to play their music, man, and they like to play it loud. And today we're going to talk about just how loud they play it and one particular type of music, booming bass. Man, I tell you what, I'm a musician and I was a young boy at one time, and I remember the days in the 80s and 90s when that booming first came out. We were crazy about that thing, man, that booming bass, especially down here in South Florida, that Miami bass type stuff. It was good for a time. But as you get older, you start realizing that it's a lot of noise, and it seems to be getting worse. Now, before y'all start talking about me being a party pooper, I'm not trying to be one. I'm just saying, turn that crap down a little bit, if nothing else. We're going to go and let Mr. V-Man talk about some of the things surrounding that phenomenon, that trend that we hear when we pull up next to a red light. Booming bass speakers. Go ahead, V-Man, talk to him for a little bit, and I'll be back in a second there, guys. Make sure you watch the whole video. Hang in there.
Boom, boom, boom. Here he comes again. Yep, homie, the music mindset is where we should all be. But today we're turning down the volume so we can hear and see what's behind the loud and sometimes ridiculous world of booming car speakers. So buckle up and get ready for a sonic journey that surely makes some of us want to call the police sometimes. We're about to explore the history, costs, wattage, decibels, and the ear-shattering reality of this booming bass adventure. Let's rewind to the 90s, where boomboxes were already in the process of ruling the streets. At some point, someone had a light bulb moment. Why not take that power and put it in a car? And just like that, we went into a new trend where the booming car speaker was born. Today, your average car might boast a sound system more advanced than a space shuttle. Now, what does an average booming car speaker setup look like? Imagine subwoofers, amplifiers, tweeters. It's like assembling a musical Frankenstein in your trunk. And I mean a literal Frankenstein. And when it comes to the price tag, we're talking custom installations that could rival a Hollywood blockbuster's budget. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about the amplifiers, the powerhouse behind the booming bass. We're not dealing with your run-of-the-mill amplifiers here. We're talking about wattages that can make your hair stand on end. Basic audio upgrades might boast a humble 500 watts, but for the true bass aficionados, we're talking amplifiers that can rival thunder in a lightning strike, 5,000 watts and beyond. Yes, you heard it right, 5,000 watts. That's not a car audio setup, it's a sonic power utility company in your trunk. Rattle, rattle. Amplifiers in these setups don't play around. We're talking about wattages that can actually power a small town. Did you know that some of the vehicles have to have at least 2 car batteries? Crazy, huh? Now, speaking of costs, let's break down the numbers. Basic audio upgrades might cost you a month's rent, but if you want the full-blown sonic experience, we're talking figures that could fund a moon landing. Yes, you heard that right, a moon landing. The labor to install equipment could cost over $1,000 on the average. And the equipment could be $3,000 to $5,000, or even more in some cases. The crazy thing is that the audio system usually costs more than the vehicle for some of these youngsters.
Why am I mad? Yeah. Because you're breaking the law, retard. You think I want you to boom in my car?
Now, let's talk about the real-world consequences of turning your car into a mobile concert hall. I know you've been stuck in traffic, and suddenly, a car pulls up next to you, shaking your rearview mirror like a scene from Jurassic Park. It's not a commute anymore, it's a live concert on the highway. Ridiculous, fellas.
Oh, my fault.
Did you know there are some people that wish they could trash your trunk and choke the crap out of you for your noise? I know sometimes I do. What about the legal side of this booming bass brigade? Noise ordinances, fines, angry neighbors, it's a legal symphony that could fund the city's budget. And trust me, these bass heads are walking on a legal tightrope. Each state has its rules, and currently a lot of municipalities straddle a thin line with enforcing the laws. But be sure that they are in back rooms trying to figure out how to shut the thunder down for good. The complaints are through the roof. People feel disrespected and just want more decency in the open public. Let's talk about the music that fuels this obsession. From dubstep to hip-hop, it's all about those bass drops that could shake the foundations of your very existence. But to be fair, people are now blaring all genres of music at those extremely loud levels. Now here's the kicker. The average nightclub hits around 110 decibels, while these car audio setups can rival a rock concert at 130 decibels. Yes, these cars might be louder than the average nightclub on the weekend. Talk about the Rolling Loud concert series. Man, it's a personal dance party on wheels. Now, the big question, what about the potential damage to your eardrums? Let's get scientific for a moment. Human ears are sensitive instruments, and constant exposure to loud sounds, especially in the low frequency range, can wreak havoc on your hearing. These booming bass setups can produce subsonic frequencies that not only shake your car, but also have the potential to damage delicate structures in your ears. It's like subjecting your ears to a daily earthquake, and your eardrums might be longing for a quiet vacation. Believe me when I say the bass numbs your hearing. You never become desensitized to the noise, you actually stop being able to hear it. Deafness is real, kids. But for real, music is important to our well-being, yet honestly, is this music? This ain't music, Mr. Mindset, it's just subwoofer vibration that they are obsessed with. We don't want to be party poopers. You should keep loving the music, but make sure you show the proper respect to others, and beware of the damage that may be involved. Back to you, bro.
I tell you what, man, that is crazy. When I think about the fact that that car doesn't cost as much as the system that's in it. But that's what they do. I'm not trying to knock people for liking their music and liking to do the things they like to do. I'm just saying we got to have a little bit more respect when we do it. Man, I got neighbors, some of these young kids growing up and getting their first job and going out and spending all that money on these speakers, and they are giving me a headache. That's why I kind of decided to do this video, just to talk a little bit more about it. It's a phenomenon that I understand exactly why it exists, and it's probably going to keep on existing. But I tell you, the police are on to you, or the sheriff departments are on to you guys that are just being annoying and being a nuisance in the community. Keep loving your music. Keep doing what you're doing. But remember, we're listening too, and sometimes we want to go to bed at night. And I appreciate you guys coming back to the Music Mindset channel. Tune in for more stuff like this, and we're going to have fun as 2024 develops. And I hope you enjoy your evening. Take it easy. Have a nice night.